Today we're going to chat social media and what we do to protect our children from online predators. Sometimes life just sucks, and sometimes it freaking rocks. We will discuss all the things from family and real estate to travel and just life in general. So take a seat, or don't, you do you, and welcome to the Lumbadass Podcast. I really want to talk social media and kids because now that we are here for summertime, the kids are obviously on social media more and playing video games and doing all that stuff. So how do you protect your kids? That's the question I want to ask, but let me give you a little bit of background why I'm asking this. I personally, off the top of my head, know two people who have shared with me incidences that happened to where their teenagers sent nude pictures of themselves to people posing as other people. And here's the thing, right? That's only two people, but I can guarantee you that I know more. I just don't know. Because as parents, I actually was talking about this yesterday. As parents, we wear our children's choices, not all of us, but some of us wear our children's choices like the scarlet letter. And to me, I'm like, my kids are going to screw up. Like, they're going to fuck up. And at the end of the day, they're still my kid. Like, even if you think, oh, that kid's a fuck up. Yeah, but guess what? I love him more than anything in this world. And nothing you can say to me is going to get me to stop loving him. So I kind of also lead with the notion that I really did the best that I could with my kids. And I tried to instill things in them that, for them to make the right decisions, but they're teenagers. Like they're going to make stupid choices. So I want to let you know, if you're a mom or a dad out there and your child has made unfortunate decisions on social media, that you would have rather them not, like, it's okay. It's okay. I don't judge. I don't look at you any differently. I feel so bad for your babies because I was telling the kids last night at dinner, I said, the decisions that you guys make right now, they seem like they are the biggest decisions ever. And it's a huge deal. But I'm telling you right now, in a year from now, 2 years from now, it's not going to matter. Like, it really, truly does not matter. And so anyways, back to these families, their children had sent nude pictures. And, luckily we live in a day and age where AI is really big. So I think if anything did happen, I would just be like, tell them it's AI. They're saying that that's me because they're trying to extort me for money. I
have a question.
Yes.
How did the parents find out?
Great question. Okay. So, in one of the situations, and I really want to tread lightly here because I love these two families very, very much. The child went to the parents and was like, what they do is they say, hey, I'm this beautiful girl. Both of these families, they were boys, but I know this happens with girls too. And I also want to preface this conversation in case there are any teenagers listening. I literally said this to my boys yesterday. If a beautiful girl, even if she's ugly, I don't care, and she wants a photo of your penis, I'm telling you right now, that is not a woman. Let me explain why. 98% of women don't think penises are beautiful, and I'm so sorry if that really hurts anybody's feelings. Like, it's not, and it's just not in our wheelhouse. Like, do you ever think, hey, send me a dick pic? Like, I think that would be amazing. No,
yeah. I think we've had this convo on the online dating because that's kind of a thing.
Oh, that's
guys think.
Yeah. That is a thing. Yes. That was like forever ago too. But yes, I think you're right. So I tell my boys, men though are very much about that, right? Like, they would love naked pictures of boobs or whatever. So I think because they're just geared for that, or that's just in their mind that men are pleasured by a naked body, which is fine, that they assume that women would want that too. And so when a female asks for a naked picture of a male, these boys are thinking, oh, heck yeah, ain't no big deal. I want to see her boobs too, like, but I'm telling you boys right now, gentlemen, young men, like 95% of us don't want that. So if somebody is asking you for that, I told my boys yesterday, if somebody is asking you for that, that is not a man, or that's certainly not a woman that you want to be with. Like, it's just not. So now that that's been prefaced, it just, one went to go back and answer your question. One went to his family. The other one, so what they do is they extort them, right? So they say, haha, I'm going to take this family and I've now accessed all your contacts and I'm going to send it out to everybody that you know.
That's what they
on social
said
media.
To this boy?
Yes. And he was like, oh shit. And so they were like, give us money, do this, do that. And here's the problem. They continue. So even if the kid gives them $40, because that's what they asked for, the next time they want $100. Like, you're going to have to continue to pay them. It was awful. So somebody had seen this picture because this boy did not pay them, and they did. They sent it out to everybody. And so somebody had seen it and somebody contacted the parents.
Oh my gosh.
And you have to think how devastating it is for these families where this happens. And so I really want to bring light to this because, again, boys, remember, girls don't want naked pictures of you. So just don't take them or offer to show them in real life. Like, I mean, I hate to even say that, but at least you know who is seeing you and who is not. Like, you have control over that. Also, if you are on the internet, like, that goes nowhere. Like, or it doesn't ever go away. It goes everywhere, not nowhere. It goes everywhere. And again, you know, and this has been over the course of a couple of years that I've heard of these stories. So naturally, like, it's more fresh for others than, you know, others, but it's just so devastating in that moment. And that is something you can't get back. So please, please, please don't send nude photos of yourself, male or female. I say male because I'm a mama to boys, but you've got the girls too. They really need to understand. And even if boys are asking them for naked pictures of them, those are the boys that they don't want to be dating anyways. Like, let them move on. Because if you don't give them what they want, guess what? They're going to go on to the next girl anyways. And perfect. Like, you don't want that regardless.
Yeah. Initially, when the girls got social media, I had told them, well, one, I required that their accounts be private.
Yes.
But there's only so much you can control.
I know.
I'm not there has to be also a level of trust. So it's this hard balance. And I'm not going to be like stalking their phone constantly. So, but I did tell them, like, sometimes people reach out to you and you think it's a friend, that it's your age. Because I think someone had like friend requested Sienna. And I'm like, do you know this person? And she's like, no, but like, look it. And I said, for all you know, it's a 50-year-old man reaching out to you. Like, we don't know who's reaching out. But we've had many discussions about nudes and not sending those kind of things, and that everything does stay on the internet forever. So I can hope that doesn't happen to them. I don't know what other, unless I make them get off social media.
I know, which is really difficult too, because even in the high school level, a lot of the sports and stuff like that communicate on social media. And so I have it to where if my boys want to download an app, they have to ask for permission from me to do so first.
I have that too on mine.
I love that. But here's the thing, like, my kids have Instagram and they can have Facebook, but my kids, I think, are too young for Facebook. Like, that's not their
Facebook.
That's not their thing. And then actually, Billy, when we were filming yesterday, he asked Carson about TikTok, and Carson's like, TikTok's not really my thing. Like, I don't really like it. Carson really kind of sticks to Instagram only. But even that, like, I'll go and take their phones and I'll start reading through their messages and stuff like that, just so that I know. And here's the thing, like, kids are stupid. They say stupid things. Like, that doesn't bother me. So if you're one of my kids' friends, yes, I probably have seen your conversations. Yes, I know what you're talking about. But at the end of the day, that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm really looking for are clues that, you know, things aren't quite right. But Snapchat is a big one that I did not allow my kids to have until they were 18. So Jared is the only one that is supposed to have Snapchat. Now, I have to download the app in order for Jared to get it. But because I've downloaded it, I think my kids can get it as well. So now I'm the youngers. So I'm always going on there and checking that too, because I just think that, like, I don't know. The Snapchat scares me a little bit, just because I know that they think that it's a little more risque. They look at it once and then they can't see it again. And I'm like, homie, all they need is 2 seconds. Like, that's the part that kind of worries me. But nowadays, the kids are doing regular accounts and spam accounts. And then you can have accounts where your parents can follow you and accounts where they can't. And it's just like, it drives me wild. So the things that I do to keep my children safe on social media is we talk about it all the time. We talk about social media probably 2 or 3 times a day. And I mean, not like life lessons, right? But just like, hey, did you see this or that? Oh yeah. And then if I know that they're seeing the same things that I'm seeing, then they're probably following some of the same people that I'm following. And I'm not going to follow any Tom, Dick, and Harry. Like, I'm going to be following whoever it is that I'm interested in and stuff like that. But my kids will also bring it to my attention about things. There was a stabbing at their school. The school denied that there was a stabbing, though. Or did they say there wasn't a knife? I don't remember. But anyways, and so the kids, my boys, were like, Mom, we saw the video about this. Like, we know that this went down. So unfortunately, it has led to things that I certainly don't want my kids to see. But I think if we equip our children to be ready for stuff like that as much as we possibly can, that not only will they bring things to our attention when they have questions about things or something that's really bothering them, it's really difficult. And I know there's a lot of parents out there too that are like absolutely no social media. I don't know that was the right answer for my kids though.
I feel like, I don't know. I get that I have a couple of friends that are like that as well, but I feel like that's like their way to connect with so many of their friends, and connection is so important. So that's hard. For me, I'm more concerned with the standard for girls when it comes to Instagram.
Ooh, tell me about that. What do you mean?
So filters and edits, and like all the time I will tell like my kids, like, this is filtered. Like, do you not think that everyone has cellulite or has, and then I personally like to follow accounts that are real. And so I follow a lot of accounts specifically that are like, this is unfiltered. And I hate using that word, that's brave that they do that, but it kind of is. And these women that will show like, this is what I look like when I filter my picture, and this is when I don't. And I always send those to the girls like, see, look, not everything is real on Instagram, because I don't want them to have this false ideal that they're chasing when it is like to be thin enough, to be pretty enough. And I feel like there's so much materialism on Instagram as well, that they see these people as if it's normal that these kids have access to certain kind of luxuries or money, which is not normal for the average kid.
Yes.
And so there's this like need to like, well, why don't I have that? Or my life's not as good because this person has that. And all the studies where it shows how much it affects mental health for even adults, like soaking in that information. So I feel like I've already done the talking with them when it comes to like nudes, and there's only so much of that I can do. Like, that could happen at any point. And I feel like we've had that conversation. I feel like they would come to me. But I'm more concerned with the stuff that is not as in your face, but slowly affecting their mental health when it comes to this comparison game, this constant comparison game. And if their life doesn't look like this, then they're not living their best life, and more of that kind of thing.
I think that that's huge. And I actually think even as an adult, that is something that even I struggle with, in the sense of like, I hate the way, for example, my belly looks. Like I've had a bunch of kids, like it looks like chewed up bubble gum. But if I'm in a bathing suit, it is what it is. Like I don't like it, but I will post it in an effort to just be as authentic as I can be. And to be even more fair, I do work out and I do the best that I can. I love me a cocktail. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I'm always going to look like I like cocktails and cheese, because I just do. But like, when I look at other people's photos and I'm like, oh, but look at her belly, look how she like goes in, or people hide behind other people. Stop hiding behind me, sister. Like,
I'm guilty of that too.
Are you?
Yes, I'll do it a little bit because
I don't
I'm
even
a little
notice.
insecure about my body.
No,
I mean, not all the time, but
I'm talking
if I
about
can
the
throw
people.
a kid in front of me, sure, let's do it.
See, and I'm not necessarily like that. I'm just like, I don't. And you know what? Bless Sweetie Pie, because he will always, where do you want to be? Where do you want me? How do you want me to do this?
And I'm not even talking about like the average person. I'm talking about like all these influencers that
true.
that as if this is normal life. Like, I don't know. It just makes this unfair, unrealistic standard of life that doesn't exist. So even going back to like what we talked about in the previous podcast, this like chasing of more and more and more, like, this isn't real. So you're chasing something that isn't real. And with girls, they're so impressionable at these teenage years, and suddenly, they go from these like fun-loving, playful children to this weird time because their body is changing, and now they get male attention. I don't know how many times we'll be somewhere and Jules is like, that guy is staring at me, and I'll look and this older man's staring at my daughter. Everywhere we go, like, this happens, like looking at her body, and I just, suddenly there's all these eyes on them.
Yes.
And then there's even more of like, having the need to be perfect. And so that is kind of more of my concern when it comes to Instagram. But I can't shield them from that forever. So the only thing that I can do is have conversations and kind of bring light to it. Like I tell them all the time, like, I feel like crap too if I look at this person and like, oh, I'm not her size. I don't have this or I don't have that. And if I focus on that, I am going to feel like crap. But I don't know. I feel like it's like that old saying, like when you put light onto shame, it gets rid of the shame. So
True.
I feel like the more we talk about it, you're not alone in those feelings.
True.
That these are very normal, and for you to feel like that doesn't mean that you're a loser or you're less than. Like everyone feels insecure at some point. Even these people that you're looking at on Instagram feel insecure. That's why they have these major filters or whatever it is. But I think that's more of my concern when it comes to social media. I mean, the other stuff is scary too. And I'm definitely gonna, now that I know that people are extorting, that's my whole nother conversation.
And that's
the kids.
And that's what it is. And if you think about it, if they can do this to 100 kids, I mean, that's quite a bit of money. And these kids are doing everything they can to pay these people so that they don't get their pictures out there. And they're kids, right? They are thinking right here, right now. What they don't realize is 2 days from now, they're going to get reached back out and they're going to get in touch with these people, and they don't leave you alone. So it's just, and you know, I think also social media puts on this thing where you have to be not more outgoing, like crazier than the last person or more fun than the last person. And I think that really puts a stigma out there that's like, oh man. So that's funny. That is a very big difference between, I think, girls and boys, is that I think the boys get played a little bit harder when it comes to the nudes. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure that there are totally people that are out there getting what they need and what they want from girls too. I just find it very interesting that the families that it was brought to my attention about were both men. And I have to say, if either one of those families are listening, only you and I know who you are, and they don't even know who the other person is. Like, kudos to you for bringing that to light, because as a mom of boys, like, you have no idea what kind of service that does and how that helps people, and how, you know, we can be on the lookout for it. And I think talking about it constantly, like you were saying, hey, that guy, that's that girl, and she doesn't really look like that in real life. Like, she has to look from validation for strangers. And girls, just because I don't have any doesn't mean I can't speak to you. The only validation you need is from yourself. Like, truly, when you are happy with yourself, it doesn't matter what anybody thinks. I remember I had somebody tell me one time, somebody that was supposed to be very loving to me, tell me, doesn't it bother you that so-and-so hates you? Hate. Okay. Hate is a really strong word. And I know a lot of people, and I'm sure quite a few of them don't like me, but to hate me, I just thought was a whole nother level. And I looked at this person that said that to me, and I said, no, I don't give a shit that this person doesn't or hates me, because this person doesn't even know me. So the only reason they would hate me is because of shit that you've told them. So no, I don't. Like, when you feel comfortable in yourself and to have difficult conversations, whether it be on social media or in real life, I just think that that's a way to elevate who you are. And then you don't need those filters anyways.
It's true.
Because here's the thing, we're extremely surprised by how you look when we see you in real life.
That's very
like,
true.
Holy
too.
shit, you know your angles, and you know your coloring, and you know the this, and you know the that. Like, stop. We're going to see you in real life. And at the end of the day, I don't know about you, but especially to my friends, I was actually having a conversation with Amber Betty about this. I was like, it's so funny because, you know, and another girlfriend is currently on vacation right now, and she messaged me. She goes, isn't it sad that I haven't taken any pictures of myself with my family? And this person is a beautiful human being. I love her. I love her and all the things. And I literally told her, I said, so-and-so, you have to stop. Why are you taking that away from your children? One day, pictures is all they're going to have.
That reminds me of the post the other day.
Yes.
Yes, that
I've been on a kick. I've been on a kick lately with it. And so when I was talking to Amber Betty about it, I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I don't care. If you think I'm fat, oh well. Like, it is what it is. If you think I'm ugly, then I'd advise you not to look at me. But other than that, like, most people don't go around thinking that way. It's us in our own selves. And social media just brings it to light. But just to kind of circle back really quick, like, maybe it's a good thing too, because it's bringing up these conversations. Like, think about it. All these insecurities are insecurities that we probably had as little girls too.
Absolutely.
But we didn't talk about it, right? And now that social media is right in your face and bringing it to light, we're now talking about these things. So I really do think that there is, a good side to it as well. And teaching your kids to be healthy in anything that they do, whether it's social media or out in the real world, whatever it is, teaching them to be healthy, making good decisions for them at the end of the day is what it boils down to. So thank you for podcasting with me today. I love your face.
Thank you. I love you too.